Welcome back to the mod Kingdom Death Monster in Tabletop Simulator. This is Dr. Obsidia playing solo. I've played this game with a couple friends and it's very fun if you play in a group. 2 people is really good. I played with 3, and you do have to divide the survivors up where one person controls 2, but as long as the other players are okay with that, it's fun. And also you can rotate each hunt, you can give somebody else a controller, so you can play with up to 4 people. And if you really want to play with 5, I think that somebody can just control the monster all the time. And that's kind of interesting where they're playing against you. That's not really supposed to be the way this works. This is supposed to be the players playing and then the AI deck, but it is an option. And then you could rotate through where somebody controls the different survivors because you're not really attached to each individual. So, for example, I'm playing Brick and my friend is playing our friend here, Agathon, who is, I switched out Phalor for Agathon. He's coming along. In that case, if I played Brick and he played Agathon, now we don't have to keep running Brick. I could give Brick to him and he could give Agathon to me, or I could switch somebody else here. So it's not like we're totally attached to these people, although you kind of do tend to get attached to the people you make and nurture, but it's not always the case. Sometimes you can switch it up. All right, I did clean up the hunt and the showdown, but we're going to redo it. I'm going to pop it back out here so we can start. And just to make things interesting, the monster controller I'm going to put way down here, and that's the event revealer. I'm just going to pass that shit each time to show who reveals. You don't have to do that. You can pick whoever you want. You could play this with players, and the reason is the monster controller, if a player targets their own survivor, they gain a +1 insanity. So when I play with 2 people, I usually just pass it down each turn, and then if you target that person, they gain insanity. But when you're alone, you're not supposed to do that. It's just an incentive for you not to target your friend all the time with a monster. Instead, you get a bonus if it targets you. But just to keep track of the event revealer, I'm going to do that. So the event revealer first is Yang here. And then we will start with the first one here. All right, so the first thing is marked territory. If any survivor has a 3+ understanding, they realize the area is covered in, well, ammonia. They have not innovated yet. They can gain the ammonia. And we don't have anybody with 3+ understanding. In fact, I don't think anybody has any understanding yet. We have no idea what we're doing. So we'll roll on the event table. All right, the red die is the 10s and the white die is the 1s. And here we rolled a 62. So one way to flip this book a little faster, I found, is to right-click and go to State. And then you can see all the page numbers here. So I have to find Hunt Event 62. Right here, 62. The space between the rocks. The survivors are distracted by a dark crack and endless sea of stone faces. If any survivor has a pickaxe, we don't, blah, blah, blah. Otherwise, each survivor rolls a 1d10. The lowest scoring survivor is a straggler. Uh-oh. All right, so the way I do the straggler is I usually copy each person's die so that I can have all the colors here. And the white die as well. Okay, so we got all 4 dice here. We can bring these up here to roll. We got 1 white die up here already. Put off the side. All right, and then we roll them to see who has the lowest roll, and that is the straggler. Okay, so white is the lowest and white is Yang. So, 62. The straggler stoops, and in case of ties, the lowest scoring survivor or survivors, if there's 2 of them, then they both have to do it. The straggler stoops to gaze into the depths of the refuses to stop staring. When the other survivors drag them away, they babble incoherently. Whatever they saw changed them forever. They gain 1 random disorder. If all the survivors or stragglers were dead. That's horrific. All right, so disorder. It's never a fun thing to draw. Seizures. During the showdown, whenever you suffer damage to your head location, you are knocked down. You get a bunch of these, and when you're a single player, sometimes it's hard to remember all of these things. So you'll make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes. If you catch mistakes, you can comment, but you'll get it. There's so many things I'm trying to track, and it's easier for someone watching passively than me moving around clicking to remember all this stuff. So you can yell at me, and I'll try to remember next time. You could always slow down. I tend to move a little fast. So, all right, well, he suffered seizures and an event. Did he get an event damage there, if I remember right? No, he just babbles incoherently. He now has a seizure. That's never a good thing. All right, we will pass the chit here to Ying, sister. And flip over the next one, the prowling lion. While we are stalking the lion hunts something else. Move the lion one space away. And now he starts play with ground fighting. That's a bad card to start play with early on. I'll have to remember that, so I'm going to put a endeavor token in that slot so I know that I have to get out the ground fighting token. That means he's very dangerous. He's going to lay down, and we have no ranged weapons to knock that out, or nothing to knock his moods off. He's going to terrorize us. It's a bad card to start off early in the game with. Agathon is next, revealing. And it's a random event. We're going to roll. I roll the colored as the 10s and the white as the 1s, but it says opposite in that card. That's okay. 21. Okay, we can just flip back here. 21. All right, 21. Drawings. Cowering in a cave, the survivors find strange drawings decorating the wall. They contain a message. Any survivor with 3+ understanding, we don't have that. If we have pictographs, each survivor may roll regardless and add +4. We don't have anything, so we can't even understand these drawings. So we just kind of look at them and have no idea what's going on. Let's see. Yeah, we cannot decipher, so we have no idea. Sorry, Agathon. All right, next event. Random. Roll it. Lantern is a 10, but actually that is also a 0. 2 lanterns would be 100, and a 0 and a 9 is a 9. So even though it says 10, a lantern actually has a 0 on a d10. So if you roll those dice, you would kind of know. Golden light. Sounds good, right? The golden light blinds the survivors, stopping them from in their tracks. The light shines from a single source. The event revealer is compelled to investigate. They gain a +1 courage. Brick gains a courage as he starts to investigate. If the event revealer is blind, we are not. Roll again on the hunt table and do not investigate. Okay, so we need to roll a d10. Usually lantern is good. An 8 is a high roll. Doesn't seem to be very high. You wander through the light, bathed in a warm, awful feeling. You don't find anything other than exposure. Suffer monster level, which is 1, event damage to a random hit location. Well, that's pretty horrible. Guess it could have been worse. Alright, so we roll the hit dice, the location die, and we suffer 1 damage to our legs. We don't have any leg armor. Alright. And then we're done with that, and we will now reveal the monster. Now the monster is starting with ground fighting, so I'm going to move the endeavor token off. Start with a white lion. Search his deck for ground fighting. There it is right there. Pop it on. So basically what he does is he just flops on the ground. He doesn't draw any cards, and if we move within his zone of death, which is within any 1 space around him, he performs a basic action, but he gets +2 dice and +1 damage, which basically will tear us in half. There's no way we can get close to him right now. Alright, so the terrain cards, we can place the grass anywhere we like, and we can hide in that, but we don't really need to hide, actually. So I think we'll just place it on each side of him, maybe? Because if you stand in the grass, you get a +2 evasion roll, so we would like to get that. I'm going to rotate the lion away. Actually, we could... Let's do this. Let's get like this right behind him. But I think the grass has to be 4 spaces away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's close enough, I guess. It's within 4 spaces. At least 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. I assume that's right. The acanthus plants have to be 6 away from each other. We'll put those, well, we can put those wherever we want. We're going to probably harvest those before we even start this fight. The reason is he's just going to lay on the ground. He's not going to do anything. And we have some debris here, which is kind of useful. And we'll just pop that down adjacent to any board's edge. There we go. All right, so normally we would start this battle like this. And the lion would go first. And he is going to go first, but because he's got this mood, he doesn't draw any cards. He's just waiting for us to get close to him. So he's laying there, stalking us, and not doing anything. So we can do whatever we want. So we're not really in combat, so we can take any turns we want during this time. I'm going to go ahead and bring Ying down here and roll to gather this resource. And I rolled a 4. So a 4 here says you find useful remains, gain 1 random basic resource, and archive the terrain. That's one of the nice things about ground fighting is you can collect all the resources. Broken Lantern here before you do anything else. Broken Lantern is scrap. Alright, and then let's let Brick go over here and try to grab this acanthus. He rolled an 8 on the acanthus roll, and an 8 is we get 1 fresh acanthus, strange resource. So search for acanthus. There it is. Copy it and then put it here. Alright, so the fresh acanthus we can actually turn into dried acanthus later, which is really good for preventing severe injury. However, we can actually use this to fully heal, archive it at pretty much any time, I guess, and heal 1 hit location, including injury levels and armor points. So if this has any more injuries, I could heal his legs, for example. I believe it has to be on my turn. I'm not sure about that. If anybody knows, you can let me know in the comment section. And then that is archived. And then, let's see, we will let's let maybe Ying go and grab this resource. This one's gone now. A lantern, which is another acanthus, which I'm just going to copy and paste here. As you can see, 8+ is a fresh acanthus. So wow, we gained some pretty good start here. Of course, we have to deal with this lion now. All right, so we have 1 person with a dagger and a founding stone, and we have Agathon with a bone blade and a founding stone. So I would like for Brick and Agathon to move behind the lion, and we'll let the other 2 get in front of him. So the lion is still skipping his turn, so don't think for a second that I'm just moving whatever I want. His card says he doesn't do anything. He's just laying there waiting for us. So we can do whatever we want, move around, set up however we want, because he's just going to lay there. But now we have to hit him, because we need to get rid of that card. So if we wound him, we discard the ground fighting. So I'm going to shuffle the hit location and shuffle the white lion. In this case, the best thing I think for us to do at this early stage, because I cannot endure a 2 damage and 4 dice thrown at me. He'll hit 4 times and do 2 damage to each location, which basically means that he could just tear somebody in half. He could kill them in the first attack, and then ground fighting is going to keep going because they didn't even hit him. When they go in and activate in the zone of death, before we do anything, he attacks us. So our only real choice is to smack him with a founding stone. So I think we'll go ahead and hit him with Brick's founding stone. Now the founding stone, we sling it automatically. We spend the activation. It does an automatic hit and inflicts a critical wound. So hopefully it's not a trap. So we archive it. It is now gone. I'm going to get rid of Fist and Tooth here on my guys. Alright. Please don't be a trap. Okay. Ooh, it's a good one too. Straining Neck. You strike at the monster's throat. It is a crit because it's an automatic crit. Roll a d10. On a 1 to 9, he's knocked down. And on a 10, he dies at the end of the next turn. So if we roll a perfect lantern, we did not. But he is paralyzed, so he is knocked down. So we do dump an AI card. We do discard his ground fighting. He's knocked down, which means that anybody can now hit him on a 3. All attack rolls are on a 3. And Brick is done. That's what he did. Although he could move up on him if he wanted to. We'll leave him right there. That means Agathon's going to get a free shot here. He cannot react when he's laying like this. So Agathon now is using his bone blade. He's got 2 dice. He hits on a 3. He missed one. He hit the other one. So Agathon is going to draw a location. The failure is canceled because he's knocked down. So we're going to go ahead and try to wound on a 6. Agathon did not wound. Right. The other two will move up, but I guess first Ying will move up and attack. And those are both hits. We can not worry. I'm going to go up to soft belly first. We don't have to worry about the failure effect. This is a good opportunity. 7 to wound. And there we go. We got a wound on the belly. And on the back now. 7 to wound. And another wound. We're doing well. We're grinding through his deck. Of course, he can redraw that ground fighting, which means we're going to have to use another founding stone. Yang's going to run up and try his luck. We don't want 2s. A 5 is good. And then we're going to roll. We could use a crit, but we'll take a miss, I guess. Alright, that means everybody's gone. And it's now our next turn. So now the line will stand back up. And he's looking at Yin and Yang here. So they will draw a lion card. And he gets the combo claw. Closest threat facing in range, which is both of them. He's going to do a move and attack. And it's going to do 2 attacks. If it hits with both of them, deals damage more than once, they draw another AI card, which is bad news. So we're going to go ahead and let him attack Ying here, because Yang gets hit in the head. He's going to go prone no matter what. I guess he can attack Yang. Let's go ahead and attack Yang. 2 attacks. He hits on a 4+. There's a miss and a hit. And the hit will go to the foot. So I think we can take that in the foot. No problem. And then the after effect, there's none. And it says if the attack does more damage, it did not. So we're done again. Now they're in front, so they're a little bit danger if he takes off running. We're going to let let's let Yang come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 come behind. And then Yang will attack from behind. That's Ying, I guess. Yeah, Ying. Yin and Yang. A 5 is probably not good enough. A 6 is what we need to hit, so Ying missed. So then we're going to let Agathon go. And Agathon is going to swing, and he's from behind, so 5 to hit. And he got a 9, so that's 1 hit. And a 3. If he misses, the lion's going to jump back, move the lion 1 space directly away. Uh-oh. You better wound, Agathon. You got a 6 to wound. Let's get him. There you go. Wounded. Alright. Now Agathon can move 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we'll move Agathon back 1. And then Yang will come around. Maybe? No, we'll move... let's see. Yeah, let's move Agathon down here a little bit. And then we'll move Brick in there, because Brick will throw 3 dice. I'll clone his die here. And then he will hit on a 7, so a 6, because he's still in the blind spot. 6s. 2 hits. Also, if he gets a perfect hit, a lantern, he does gain survival back, so we would like him to at least have 1 survival down. 2 hits, and he wounds on a 7. Oh, no. This Beast Paw is a dangerous one because of the +2 damage. And of course, if he runs, he's going to grab our friend Yang there. We're going to try to do this one because if we miss, then we don't have to worry about the Beast Paw. And 6 is not good enough. So he's going to run away. He's going to run over here, and he's going to grab Yang too. Yang will go prone and suffer, 1 damage to the body. Okay, there we go. Everybody went except Yang, but Yang is prone now, so we'll go to the next turn. Lion's up. Alright, the lion has a size up. Random threat in field of view. That is everybody behind here, so we have to choose random. So, we'll say... let's see. 1, 2, 3 for Agathon, 4, 5, 6 for Brick, 7, 8, 9 for Ying. So that would be Brick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Brick. The lion will spin around here and look at us and stare us down. So on a roll of 4+, the target suffers 1 brain damage and is knocked prone. Yeah. So Brick will take a brain damage and get knocked prone. Okay. And the lion is done. Now at the end of his turn, Yang will stand up. Now Yang hopes to drive the lion back this way. So let's go ahead and try to hit the lion from behind with a 6 to hit. There's a 7. Oh, trap. Okay, so in the trap, he's doomed. Doomed means you can't spend any survival until the card's resolved, and it's a basic attack. So he's going to turn on Yang and roll 2 dice. 2 to hit, I think. Yang doesn't have any other benefits. 2 hits, 1 damage to each location. Take 1 to the head and 1 to the body. So he will go prone from the head hit. Alright. Shuffle those back in. Everybody's kind of far away from this guy now. So Agathon could get a little closer. Ying is going to run up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Agathon can get closer. And that's the end of the turn there, I think. Okay, so the monster's turn. Vicious Claw. Random survivor in range. That's probably everybody. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, starting on the far right side of my character sheets here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is Brick again, but the problem is Brick is prone, but that's not going to make any difference. But going to run through here. That will knock Ying prone because it ran through Ying's square. Now Brick has a +2 evasion because of the tall grass, so that's the good news. 2 attacks, so 4 plus to hit. 1 damage, and it gives a bleed if it hits. Any of them hit, gives 1 bleed. Alright. 1 miss and 4 plus, so 1 hit. 1 damage to Brick's body. And 1 bleed token. 5 bleed means he's dead. And they're done. Alright, so knockdown on the monster's turn for Ying, but Yang can stand up, and so can Brick. So let's let Brick get around behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brick will throw 3 dice, wounding at a 6, or hitting at a 6. Okay, perfect hit, but as we can see on our timeline, we only have 2 survival limit. We can't get extra survival there. So 2 hits. Failure's going to make him run, and a reflex is going to make him run. He's just running all over the place. Okay, we'll go for the elbow first, hopefully wounding so he doesn't run. And we missed. So he's going to run. Full move. And we miss. Alright, so the lion, if he runs back, he can't get to us. He can get to Brick, though. But we need somebody to get in the way of the lion and take advantage of this tall grass. So I think I'm going to put Agathon there. We're going to get you back up here too, Yang, to try to help. And they can't assist anymore. Alright, the lion will draw his next card as we go to the next turn. Bat around. Closest threat facing, he's facing no one. Closest threat in field of view, that is Agathon. So he will move. Run up to Agathon here. Agathon gets a +2 evasion. So he will do a bat around, 2 dice, 5 plus, and then after damage, he's going to do brain damage. So he's 5 plus, 7 plus to hit. So he's got to get a 7 or higher to hit Agathon. Miss and miss. 2 misses. Good job, Agathon. You survived it. All right. This guy keeps running back and forth. Ying's back up. Agathon is probably the best bet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Agathon's going to swing from the back again. 5 to hit. 1 hit. We need to wound this guy. Failure means he's going to basic attack Agathon. So we need to hit. A 9 is enough to wound. Alright, Agathon is done. So Brick could move into the zone of attack. May spook him. But we're going to go ahead and move into this area and attack. A perfect hit. So that'll be 1 hit. The 6 won't hit because of the 7 accuracy. We can't get more survival. Failures means he's going to run us over. So 7 to wound. Probably going to run everybody over here. Yep. So he will run over and grab Brick. He will run over and grab everybody, actually. So he's just grabbing all of us. These two he's going to stop on. And if he stops on somebody and they are grabbed, we just put them anywhere knocked down in front, and they all suffer 1 damage to a location. So Brick is going to suffer 1 damage to his body. He'll be knocked down from that. Ying, 1 damage to body, knocked down. And Yang, 1 damage to body. Wow, everybody's body is just getting ripped up by this guy. We'll put them like this. That was a horrific attack. He just ran everybody over. And they're all done. So now the monster's turn. There's only 1 threat on the board right now, and it is our friend Power SWAT. Friend Agathon. Going after Agathon. Just running back and forth here, isn't he? 2+ to hit Agathon. Be nice if he rolled a skull, wouldn't it? Oh, he rolled a 2, but it's still going to hit. 2 damage, and it knocks him back. But I think Agathon will dodge. We'll spend a survival, flip his dodge, and dodge that. We don't want him to get knocked all over and take damage from it. We could see the place, just to see where it would have hit. Body. He could have taken it, but he would have been knocked way back and out of the fight. Alright, so he's done. Everybody flips back over. Now, I don't think anybody can get there. So it'll be Agathon to move behind and continue his attempts to damage this thing. 1 more hit with his bone blade. Beast's knee. No negative effect here. Oh, it was a lantern. Oh, it rolled off of hits and everything, and it rolled to a 3 and missed. The lantern would have been nice because we would have given him -1 move. He's just running all over. Alright. Agathon is done. Let's get Brick into the tall grass. Yang into the tall... Well, this thing's probably going after Agathon, so let's just go ahead and move Brick up. Move Yang up. And move... we'll have moved Yang first so that he could pass Yang, and then Yang would have moved behind him. Alright. If it's ground fighting again, we're in a little bit of trouble. We've got 6 cards. It's not. Kamacloth. Closest threat facing. No one. Closest threat in field of view. That would be Brick here, actually, because Agathon's in the blind spot. We'll move and attack. Shift down here. And 2 attacks, 4+ to hit. 2 hits, 1 damage to each location. Head and hands. We could take the arms and the head. He's got the skull helm, so he's fine. He'll take both of them. Light wound, no problem. All right. Agathon again will run behind him and take another swing. Agathon is trying to wear this monster down with some good hits. There's 1 hit. Failure means Agathon gets hit. He wounds on a 6. Come on, Agathon. Yeah! Crit! Good job. All right. The blow wallops the white lion's head, causing shockwaves of pain. Whenever the white lion draws an AI, roll d10 on a result of 1 or 2, discard and end the monster's turn. That is a good hit, and it stays in effect too. That is a huge deal. Good job, Agathon. To remind me of that card, I tend to put some Endeavor token nearby, so I know there's some effect that I have to see there. You can use Endeavors or dice or something like that. Whatever, blood tokens or something. That means Brick will run around behind and also try to hit. Brick is going to get 1 hit because he's behind the blind spot, so 6 to hit, and he hits. Beast's ear means he's going to jump. That's okay. We don't mind that. A 6 is not enough, so he will, without turning, move him 1 space away. So 1 space away without turning him. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think Ying will take a swing with a Founding Stone. 7 to hit, 7 to wound. Miss, and miss. Ying is done, Brick is done, and Yang. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get into the grass there. Try to use some terrain to our advantage. 7 to hit, 7 to wound. 2 misses. Alright, so now the Endeavor token's here, so I check the Beast Temple. Again, he rolls a d10, and on a 1 or 2, he discards and ends his turn. He does not, so he will draw, and it is size up. Random threat in field of view, that is everybody, so random. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is Agathon. So he will turn on Agathon and size him up. On a 4+, Agathon will suffer some damage to his brain. 1 brain damage and get knocked down. Agathon is still okay. He's got 1 slot there, but Agathon is down. Alright, no problem. Let's see. Yang can run around behind 1, 2, 3 and get behind, but that'll also push him into Brick. So before that, let's let Brick kind of get over here. I don't think Brick can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so let's get Brick on the side here. 7 to hit, 7 to wound. 2 hits. Of course, not always a good thing with failures in here. This one gives him a brain damage potential, and I think Brick is in danger of that because he has no brain defense anymore. The other one is a basic attack against him and knockdown. So let's go after the brain damage, which is kind of scary. Brick, 7 to wound. Come on, Brick. Hey, got it. Hopefully we got rid of that ground fighting card. Okay, the next one is a basic attack against Brick, which he does have some dodge available. Oh, there was 8. Failed it. So the monster will turn, which is good, because now he's got 2 in his blind spot. 2 to hit. 2 hits. And 1 damage to each location. Waist and body. Okay, so the waist we can take, but the body would go to severe injury. So we're going to dodge the body blow. Dodge is exhausted. It's done. Alright. Ying will attack with a 6 from behind with the Founding Stone. 1 hit. Beast Femur. 7 to wound. There's an 8. We're getting through him a little bit now. And then Yang will attack. Same thing. There's a 2 hits. Alright, failure means he's going to run over Brick. The wound is pretty bad too because it suffers brain damage and a basic action. Can he take a brain? Yes, he can. So we're going to go for the brow first. 7 to wound. Missed, so no effect. And another 7 to wound. 9. And that does avoid the failure. So now we wounded again. Alright. Yang is done. Next turn. The lion's up. He has no cards, so we will bring them back over. His ground fighting is gone, which is good. We don't have to use another Founding Stone. Here's his roll for his temple. So he will draw. Combo Claw. Closest threat facing is Brick. He will do 2 with a 4+ attack. And if he hits twice, then he did hit twice. He gets to draw another AI card. So let's see where these are. A body and body. That's bad and bad. I wonder if I can consume the fresh acanthus at any time. I asked you to comment. I'm going to check that because this is something that he would consume right now to save his life. Let's see if he can do that. Okay, so it does seem like you can use it at any time during the phase. But some people say that the mechanics say that you cannot use it after you see the wound, where the wounds have gone. Although you can dodge after you see where the wounds have gone. And the answer was on page 57, they said, so that's not correct. Let's see, page 27. This This is a very rules-heavy game, so trying to figure some of this out. Right here, rules, resource with special rules. They can be performed at any time and during any phase by the survivors holding the resource. Some resources have rules that are triggered. When they're gained, the resource must be removed from the settlement storage. Okay, so it seems like it says right here, they can be performed at any time and during any phase. So in this case, at any time would be right now, 2 body shots, just like we would use dodge, we'll burn the fresh acanthus, which would heal hit locations, armor points, and injury levels. So we'll archive that, and we'll bring his body back there. And then, of course, he's going to suffer 2 wounds to his body, which would knock him down then. And we'll let him fall down for now. And that's the end of his time with the monster. Although he did hit twice, so I guess we better not do that. We'll burn a survival and dodge 1 as well. And the reason we'll only let it 1 hit is I don't want him to draw a second AI card. That's why. So Agathon is going to go next on his turn. Brick is up as well. All right. Let's let Yin and Yang fight, even though Brick's kind of in the way. He's got most of his ability to take a hit here. So let's go ahead and let Ying fire first. No, let's let Yang swing first. Then Brick can get behind him and swing. Alright, 2 hits actually. We're getting a little low on the hit location deck. The Fuzzy Groin and the Beast's Heel. So let's go for the Fuzzy Groin, 7 to wound. There's a 9, so that is a wound. Only 1 left. And the Beast's Heel is next. No, 7 to wound, 2 misses. Alright, Combo Claw is all we got left here. Did I roll for that? See, I'm trying to remember. Okay, that's okay. So that is, I said Yang. So Yang will then move over. And Brick will come behind. So that he can roll his 3 dice at a 6 to hit. And try to get a perfect hit, which he did not. But he can wound on a 7. There's the trap. Alright. The monster will turn. Target Brick with 2 attacks. Brick is in the grass, so that is a 2 to hit. Grass gives him a +2 evasion, so 4. So 1 missed. Oh, both of them missed. Look at that. Brick lived through that. Wow. Good deal. Okay. So Brick is done. Yang is done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's let Agathon go into the rear of this lion and hit him with a bone blade. A 7 is good enough to hit. Beast Femur. That is good enough to wound. Now he only has his basic attack. We only have 1 left, so Ying is going for the kill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the Founding Stone attempt here. From the rear arc. 6 to hit. 2 hits, 1 is perfect, which doesn't do anything. Soft Belly is good. We're going to go for the Soft Belly. Come on. Hey, there it is. And a wound and a kill. And the lion goes down and nobody else died. And nobody took any wounds. We lost a Founding Stone. We have some seizures. If we take damage to our head location, which we actually did at one point and should have gotten knocked down. But I think that may have been from a grab. But that's okay. Like I said, trying to remember that stuff is sometimes difficult. Alright, so lion is dead. When the lion dies, we can see the lion showdown if you would like to see more about the lion here. We have the showdown, the white lion right here. But once he's dead, level 1 lion victory, 1 hunt XP, 1 proficiency level, and rewards. So everybody gets a hunt XP, which gives Brick a age level there. It gives Agathon 1 hunt XP, it gives Ying a hunt XP, and it gives Yang a hunt XP. Now the age, he gained an age there, so we go down to his age chart down here. We see first he gains a weapon proficiency, If you wound a monster with a selected weapon, you now gain a proficiency level in the aftermath. Okay, so he's going to gain that. We're going to get his 2d10 right here, and we have to roll that. Alright, we rolled a 15, which is gain a random fighting art. So for his weapon proficiency, we don't have to pick it now, we pick it later. So I'm just going to put a star there so that I know that when we leave, when we depart, we need to pick something. If you want to change your weapon proficiency, you can change it, but you lose all the proficiency bonuses. If you get them all the way up to master, then everybody in your settlement gets specialization in that weapon. It becomes kind of an innovation forever. So that is pretty nice. All right, random fighting art. This could be good or sometimes not good. Clutch fighter. While you have 3 or more bleed tokens, gain +1 strength and +1 accuracy. Okay. That's all right. If he's tanking, that's good. He's going to be bleeding a little bit. All right, we're going to heal and rest our survivors here. We're going to put our resources up here that we have. We get 4 white lion resources. You can see up here a level 1 lion. We also add the Caterium to our settlement. We have 4 basic resources and 4 white lion resources. So let's do them in order. First we add a Caterium. Search it. You can spread these out if you wanted to look at them a little closer. Add the Caterium here. I need the gear cards. There they are. We'll come back and deal with that later. Now let's see what we got in resources here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And flip them. Oh, we got a hefty pair of nuts. And I don't mean peanuts. All right, let's see. We're going to copy those and paste them. And I do that just to try to keep the deck's integrity here. And and you got to separate them out because you can't keep pulling the same resources. So if you're going to do that, make sure you have a discard pile that you fix at the end of the showdown. So let's shuffle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then flip. Hide, monster organ bone. Looks like we got a pretty good spread here. Copy and paste. And again, I'm going to put them back together, flip them over, and put them back in the deck here. And the other ones as well, I'm going to return to their respective decks. Okay, so this is what we've got to move over. I'll drop it over here. Whoops, made a mess. Okay, I'll sort them out here a little bit. We can see them a little better. Okay. All right, our survivors are now returning survivors. And if you want to use this chart, we can see here our survivors return. We do not remove gear, we just heal them. The next step is to gain our endeavors. We have 4 survivors, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 4 survivors returning. Then we're going to update our timeline now. And to update the timeline, we're going to click the next lantern year. We have endless screams coming up here. Before we do that, we'll draw our settlement event. Let me shuffle it. Rivalry. If there are less than 2 returning survivors, discard and draw. Select 2 random survivors. They begin to argue. Their screams rouse the settlement. So these are the returning survivors. So 1d10 is what we're going to roll. We rolled a 1. That's a terrible number to roll. Skulls are always bad. The 2 rivals beat each other up. None may depart this phase. Select 2 random. So we got these 2 beat each other up. All right. We'll roll. So who got a fight here? Agathon, who are you fighting? Don't tell me. You might fight Brick, though. That's kind of the way it goes. Nope. Agathon can skip the next hunt. And Agathon got in a fight with Yang for some reason. Maybe Yang went into seizures. Agathon saw him flop on the ground. I'm going to make some story to kind of make us entertained here. Yeah, Yang was coming back, and he kind of was going into a seizure. When he went into a seizure, he kicked Agathon in the shin. Agathon screamed in pain because he has no armor there. And Agathon got into a fight with a man in a seizure. And if you've ever seen anybody having an epileptic seizure, you shouldn't really mess with them because they do flail around quite a bit. So Agathon got beat up pretty bad, and Yang got beat up pretty bad in his seizure. And as a result, Yeah. Okay. So we could lingering effects here. We could roll D10. We could spend 2 endeavors, roll a D10. The 2 rivals tear at each other like wild animals. Both survivors are dead. Remove rivalry from the timeline. That's interesting. Roll a D10 for each rival. The one who rolls higher is the winner. The winner gains +1 permanent strength, and loser is dead. Remove rivalry from the timeline. Do we add rivalry to the timeline? Doesn't say that we add it. It just says if there are discard and draw a new event, and then we just roll D10 there. And at 8, 9, after hours of fighting, no one taking the upper hand, the 2 rivals develop a grudging respect. The settlement gains partnership innovation. If neither survivor has partner, both gain it. Naming each other as partners, remove rivalry from the timeline. Interesting. Okay, I get it. If you roll a 4 to 8, you add it to the next timeline year, and then this happens again. So you can find a way to just make them fight it out. I see. Well, we don't need to do that. They just beat each other up as Yang went into a seizure, and that's the end of that. So they've done what they've needed to do. They've cleaned up their acts, and now they're finished with their fight. So we can pack them up. They're not coming along next time, and we'll pack them and drop them off here. You can actually delete them and then just resummon it later. I'll put them down here for now. All right. That's good. Next on the timeline is the endless screams. Okay, a scream pierces the silence around the settlement. As the noise fades, a chorus of horror rises up in answer. The settlement erupts in chaos, trying to comprehend the source of the terrible wail. You may now hunt the screaming antelope. Add it to the quarry list. Okay. Screaming antelope. Okay. And then, nominate a survivor to stand amidst the madness. They gain +1 courage and become the voice of reason. Who wants to get +1 courage? The voice of reason will be Phalor. He's going to get another courage here. Why does he have 2? Oh, yeah, he's got the... There we go. That's kind of weird. Okay, Phalor is going to be the voice of reason. Going to get a courage. And he's going to roll a D10. Now we rolled a lantern. Nice. Okay. The survivor stands firm in the face of the screaming unknown. Slow and strong words change the settlement's fear into tingling excitement. After all, endless screams might be an opportunity to gain knowledge and harness the darkness. The survivor gains the Orator of Death fighting art. Returning survivors gain 2 insanity. All right. So, we got to bring those guys back. Agathon? Well, we can just go into their chart here. Agathon will gain 2 insanity. So Agathon is still not insane, but he's getting there. Brick will gain 2 insanity. And Yin and Yang will both gain 2 insanity, which is good. They're still not insane, which, we're going to have insane people. That's all there is to it. And the survivor gets the Orator of Death fighting art. So we're going to search for Order of Death. Here it is. Flip that over, copy, paste, and put that back. All right. The Order of Death. Once per showdown, you may spend an action to have all non-death survivors gain 2 insanity. When you die, you encourage all survivors with your last words, which means that you make them all stand up when you pass. That's pretty good for Phalor. Giving insanity sounds bad, but actually it protects you from the insane things in this world. We're going to spawn Phalor. Let's drop him in here and give him the Orator of Death. Good job, Phalor. Thanks. You've done well. That was a good thing. Sometimes bad things can happen. All right. That was our timeline. Next, update the death count. Nobody's died yet. What's going on here? Check our milestones. We have no deaths. We have 15 population. No way. We don't have 5 innovations. We have 14 people, though. So we're almost at a society. All right. Okay. We've got 4 endeavors, and we've got our Caterium here as well. So now we are moving on to the development phase. In the development phase, we can use our endeavors. One of the first things I really want to do is get a ranged weapon so I don't have to deal with that ground fighting so much anymore. And we need a sinew for that, and we need a bone. And there's a bone, and there is a sinew, and I'm going to burn those right away. Whoops. We need to spread out our gear here. I'll find it. The lion set is pretty nice, actually. It gives you some bonus with daggers and katars. You can actually jump, like pounce with it and get some bonuses. And it's got some other minor stuff that you can use early on as well. And the lion katars are really tough. So is the spear. The spear has reach. It hits well. There's the bow. Catgut bow. We're going to paste the bow up here because we have created it. You're going to see the bow. It's ranged. It fires on a 6, but you can't move. You can aim it if you want, and you reduce it to only 1 die roll, but you get a +2 accuracy. So things that are hard to hit, you can actually take aim and still hit. It hits on a 7 or higher, and it wounds on a... it gives you a +3 to wound. So 7. It's pretty good. You can also add an arrow to it. And if you hit with that arrow, it's a 1-shot. You actually give them -1 evasion, which makes it easier for everybody to hit. The arrow kind of sticks in them for a while. All right. We have hide. We could consider innovating. We do have fresh acanthus too, which is something we probably should spend. So if we look at the organ grinder here, fresh acanthus 1, we change it into dried acanthus, and that's what we're going to do. Delete the fresh, get some dried acanthus. I'm going to clone it and stick it up here. And you can see that when you depart, gain +2 survival, which is nice. When you suffer a severe injury, you may ignore it and archive this card. So it saves us from 1 severe injury, whatever that severe injury is, usually death. Unless you have a lot of dried acanthus, then you can start sacrificing that. All right, the testes are kind of interesting because the testes will give us, in the Catarium, the frenzy drink, if we would like. And the frenzy drink, you drink it, you suffer frenzy, which means you hit harder and faster, but you can't use your survival. But you do gain insanity when you drink it too. All right, if we would like to build more weapons, and we definitely would like to have more weapons, the King's Spear is a lion claw and a great cat bone. The dual katars are a lion claw and hides, and we could do a lion claw and 2 hides, and we could be dual wielding katars, which really tear into the enemy. Plus they have better luck as well. I don't think we're going to mess with the lantern. I'm just going to put it off to the side right now. We do have the white fur, which we could start building something here. We would like to build some armor and so on. The katars are very attractive, but so is the spear. Let's see what we got here. We've got 1 bow. I'm going to bring it down and drop it on somebody. We'll put it here just for temporary. So we've got 2 weapons. We've got 1 person with a founding stone, so we would like to have another weapon. And of course you saw how the cat tore into us without armor. So we could build armor instead. If we went with the armor, I could build 1 cat resource, 1 regular, and then we would have lion claws that we couldn't use. We have an organ up here as well, another organ, although we may turn that into juice. Lion testy juice. Oh, we do need armor. I think weapons are critical at this point too. A little bit of everything is what we need. Let's see. Also get some monster grease, which gives us evasion a little bit with the organ, or save it. Let's see. Actually, if we ignore the white fur, unfortunately, and just go for the skinnery, we can use it as hide. I could actually put together a rawhide headband, rawhide gloves, and a rawhide vest too. And then I could go ahead and build a King's Spear. with reach. We still got a couple organs. Can't innovate if I do that, unfortunately. And innovating is always kind of a fun thing to do. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're going to skip the innovation this time. Looking for the great cat bone. I would like to have dual Qatar. It's kind of a choice between the dual Qatars, which I could do, and that's a +1 luck. They wound on a 7+. The King Spear wounds on a 6, so it's just better. But the dual Qatars throw 4 dice and have +1 luck, where the King Spear just has reach and throws 2 dice, and it's two-handed. So the Qatars are very nice. The King Spear is also very nice. If we build the King Spear, we would still be able to build armor, and I think that's what we probably want to do. So let's build the King Spear. That's because we need armor, and the King Spear is still good no matter how you look at it. Okay, and then we have hide, we have bone and testes left over. We could spend 3 to innovate. I think we'll go ahead and do that. We're throwing our claw out to innovate, which is kind of unfortunate, but innovation deck, we draw 2. And see what we got here. Partnership and paint. Paint gives us dash. Partnership just gives us some partner ability, which means you can nominate a partner, and then partners can only nominate each other for intimacy when you get the intimacy event. On arrival, they gain survival, which is not so good early on. When they die, they get a random disability. So it's not that impressive as far as I see. However, the gaining up to the survival limit is a little bit nice, but I'm not going to take that. Paint is better. Paint gives us the dash action. We can run away from the lion or something like that, and we get the paint consequences. So we're going to pull those out of the deck here. Just type in paint. Put those in our innovation deck, and then this gives us the option to take out dash tokens for everybody. And dash is pretty good because if the lion's going to run over somebody, they can actually dash out of the way if they don't want to get grabbed by him. Or if the lion's barely able to get to them, they can often dash out of the way of that too. Alright, we don't have much left anymore. We'd have a monster hide, a white fur, and we have some testes here. So maybe we could spend it on the lion coat. 2 armor to the chest. It does give you pounce. You can move 3 spaces a straight line, and if you move 3 spaces, activate a melee weapon, get +1 strength. We're going to go ahead and spend both of these and grab the coat. And the coat, I'm probably going to put here for now. I may change it. The dried acanthus, we're going to put over here for now. I may change it. And the testes, we're going to, of course, we're going to get the juice. That's what it's kind of good for, especially early on. It's powerful. Copy it. And we're going to paste it probably on the spear. The one that wounds the best chance of wounding. So here our lion is 8 toughness. So let's check our battle UI. Bone blade has a good chance to wound. The let's see, the spear has a better chance to wound. So yeah, we're gonna put it on the spear instead. Okay, so we still have 3 endeavors left. So I don't think anyone has 3+ understanding. Let's see, any understanding here? 2 understanding there, but not 3. Okay, what we can do is we can do augury. I'm going to spend 1 endeavor token and move down here to augury. And augury says roll a d10 and then you do one of these results right here. So we're going to roll a d10. Let's get a die over here. Okay, and I think Ying is going to be the one that's doing the augury. So we got a 3. Whoops. All right, got a 3. We lose 1 resource from the settlement. If you do, gain 1 understanding. Now you don't. If you do, yeah. So we're going to lose our scrap here. And now you'll see what happens here. Ying gains 1 understanding. One understanding. Oh wait, Ying doesn't have an understanding. Does anybody have 2 understanding? That's who I wanted to do it with. We did not. So Shella does have 1 understanding. We need somebody with more understanding. I got confused insanity and understanding. So we'll give it to Shella, because actually Shella was the one with understanding. We're trying to get somebody up higher with understanding. If we get them up to 3, we get insight. That's why I'm trying. So Shella's going to try again. Well, actually maybe not, because we have no more resources. So she did gain 1 understanding, and that's okay. Trying to have an intimacy event, but that's okay if she doesn't get that. We still have 2 left, 2 endeavors. We can't really build anything. We have nothing to build with. There's nothing up here to spend endeavors on right now. We don't need a duel. So the only other thing we could do is share our experience. A survivor that has 2 or more hunt XP than yourself. We can share experience. So Brick has 2 hunt XP. That is more than our new people have down here, our founders. So we can spend, we can give each of our new people 1. So Phalor can take 1 because he's an Orator of Death, and he learned from Brick. And also we'll just give a random survivor 1. I think the other survivors don't have any special abilities here. So we'll just give one of the other people here, one of the females, we'll give her 1. As well. And that costs 2 endeavors. Both endeavors are now gone. Okay. And that's that. That's the end of our endeavors. We could have built stone noses too to gain survival and insanity on arrival, I guess. And I might do that. I might spend... I'm going to go back and take one of those off here. We'll let Phalor have 1. And instead... Actually, we're going to build a stone nose, because a stone nose only takes 1 endeavor. You see the stone nose there? 1 endeavor. So we're going to make a stone nose. That's just breaking off part of the ground there. Just endeavor to break it. Alright. And then we do need a survivor to come with us as well. So let's take one of the ladies, I think. Yeah, let's spawn this lady right here. Actually, let's see. We could take Shella. Shella has 1. She also has strength too, so let's spawn her. Shella has a +1 strength, so we're going to delete this survivor and put her back. So since Shella has 1 strength, it would behoove her to be able to have some weapon that would wound well and have more attacks that hit. So if we see here, the Kaka bow she'll wound with, but she won't hit much with. I think the King Spear hits on a 6. The Bone Blade hits on a 6. So I think we're going to move the King Spear over to her. And then Shella will put that to sleep here. Wounds on a 4 now. Hits on a 6, wounds on a 4. That's pretty good. Okay. So she's reach. Our Bone Dagger is going to be the one that gets hit a lot, so we're going to give him more armor and put him in harm's way. He also has Clutch, so he can get bleed and still be kind of good. Gives him additional chance to fight. We're going to give her the Frenzy drink as well, because that'll give her the Frenzy Brain Trauma, which is down here. Gain Insanity, 1 speed token, which is more dice, and a +1 strength token, but she can't use any fighting arts, but she doesn't have any. So that's pretty good early on, if she drinks that. Okay. We're taking Ying along, we're taking Phalor. And we're taking Brick again, who is kind of tanking a little bit this time. Okay, we're going to clean up our showdown here and clean up our hunt as well. Check our timeline right now. So we have one more phase here before the butcher comes. The butcher is just bad news. So I think... Let's see. When we depart, we gain 1 survival. So Brick is not going to be topped off, I think. He gets +2 for the dried acanthus, so that will top him off. But she will not be topped off because she doesn't have anything to gain survival. Ying is already full, so we're going to go ahead and put the nose on Shella so she can gain some insanity and protect herself. Phalor has no insanity either, but he can give insanity to other people once per showdown. I think maybe we should give the nose to Phalor, but yeah, let's give the nose to Phalor. So he'll get some insanity when he arrives, then he can give it to Shella and the other people. Have all non-death survivors gain it. Okay, I think we're good then. So we will now depart since there's nothing else to do. But when we depart, we gain 1 survival, and then he'll gain 2 more, but only 1 is our limit. He'll gain there, they'll gain 1 here, maxed out here, and gain 1 here. So now everybody has 2 survival as we depart. So our hunt is going to be another white lion. We're going to go after the white lion until we have better equipment to crit. We need a little bit better hide and things like that. And the white lion's something we fought twice now and killed. So I'm feeling pretty good about taking him down again. Okay, so here's our Brick and Ying, but we now have some differences here. Well, we need somebody with a spear. Here's a female with a spear. This will be Shella. Where's Agathon at? Where does Minnie go? He's gone. Oh, he's skipped the hunt because he got in a fight with a guy having a seizure. Agathon, I'm going to have a talk with you later. Alright, we need somebody with a sword. Well, here's a male with a sword. I'm going to roll over here real slow. Drop it on there. There's Phalor. Brick has a dagger, so he looks like he's packing a dagger somewhere in there. He's got his chest is open, but he actually has armor, but that's good. Ying is packing a bow, so we can probably switch her mini for someone with a bow. You don't have to do this, it's just kind of fun. It's a male with a bow. I don't think there's a female with a bow. Oh, there's an armored female with a bow. Okay. Whoops, that was Shella. I'll fix that. There they are. Okay, and we are, again, ready to depart. And there's our team. Okay, we did well last time. It could have gone worse, actually. We had to burn a founding stone, which is unfortunate. Hopefully, we still got 3 left. We don't have to spend the others so easily like before. This bone dagger could break on super dense, so I will pass this founding stone over there just as a backup weapon. The king spear will not break so easily. It is bones, so that is a little risky, but fragile is what you're worried about. The fragile breaks when it hits a super dense. The lion doesn't have any super dense, but other monsters, and they do, and the butcher definitely has super dense stuff because he's wearing armor. So we have to deal with that. Alright, I think we're ready to depart. So in the next episode, we're going to be taking on another level 1 white lion to try to get more resources. We're getting a little more confident, but things could always turn on us. We still don't have much armor on anybody at all. However, Brick does have armor on his head and his body, so that is good. And the rest of them are still just running waist armor. But if they stay out of harm's way a little bit and use their dodge and dash well, they may survive long enough for Brick to get back in front. So there you are. All right, thanks for joining. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care.